Welcome back, YouTubers. This is Wintermute. So last time we had our colony collapse disorder going on. We ran out of water, which caused us to stop generating power, and it's basically a disaster. Um, so I ended the video to try to fix the problem, and what I ended up doing was building a bunch, probably too many, but building a bunch of these uh, small water pumps, which I really should have been building from the beginning. But the reason I didn't build them was I had lots of ice on the map that the map started with, and I was using my water harvesters to uh, get the water out of those. And I was also um, trying to build these uh, atmospheric condensers first, and just kind of like skipping through, like not building these pumps first and just skipping to the atmospheric condensers. The problem with the condensers is that they require workers, and half of my colonists died, so I didn't have enough workers, and they weren't. So even if I built more of these, I couldn't get more water, so I couldn't get out of it. So I had to build a bunch of these small water pumps. And as you can see, I built a lot of them. But that's okay. They're pretty easy to delete later. Now our water problem is solved, food problem is solved, and I went down to like population 2,000 or something, or 3,000. It took about an hour for all the colonists to come back and get healthy again. I had to build some more hospitals to get them healthy because like 4,000, almost all the colony was sick due to not having water and food. So the other thing that happened since the last video is I hit 1,000,000 atmosphere, which unlocks some new buildings and research. So it enables you to build trees and some other kind of things. So let's start off with some of the research upgrades that we got. So we have advanced charcoal production. You produce charcoal by burning wood. So we'll need to plant some trees to get some wood. So let's research that. And a new building here is the Lumbermill, which actually requires some aluminum. So we'll need to buy some aluminum from the uranium enrichment facility. We're kind of low on cash though. So what's the cost right now? 20,000. Wow, so we don't have enough for that yet. But that's okay. What else do we unlock here? Low gravity oil production. This lets you extract oil and some other things. So let's research that. And low atmospheric zoology probably lets you build some basic animals and stuff. Let's see what got unlocked there. Not quite sure if anything was unlocked based on that, but advanced chemical synthesis. I think we can make plastic and stuff with this. I'm just going to research everything that's available. Deep excavation. Now this one's really cool. This lets you dig for alien artifacts, which are used for some alien technologies later in the game. We have a lot of research points, so we can use we can research this now. And then solar governance. This is something that was released. It's new in version 0.30, and it lets you upgrade either your capital if you're the parent colony, or your consulate. So let's research that. It unlocks the ability to upgrade this building, the consulate. So let's just see how many resources that takes to upgrade. It'll be under governance. It is not. I could upgrade it directly. I just want to see the upgrade costs. It's not showing up here, I don't think. We do have enough, so let's just upgrade it. Who knows what it's going to cost? But The higher levels of this consulate building lets you send more resources to your parent colony. Um, it also has some different art. And there's a level 3 version as well, which we might get to. And like I said, if you're a parent colony, if you're the kind of head colony, you build a capital building instead, which is a larger version of this. It kind of looks like the Capitol building in the US for you Americans out there. So here we are with the new one. There's a bunch of stuff you can do at the consulate. I'll probably do a separate video on this, and I've probably mentioned it in previous videos, but some of the new features in this version is rationing. So if you start to run out of food and water, like I did in the last video, their colonists will consume less, but they may get sick. So I've never actually tried this out. It's disabled right now. And one really new cool feature is this Annex Land. So you can, let's say you started with this is a medium-sized map, I think. It basically allows you to extend the map in 2 of these sides. So you're not before you were stuck. If you picked a small map and you fill it up, tough luck, you were stuck with a small map. But now you can expand it. And I don't know if there's a limit to the expansions, but it's a cool new feature. It costs a lot of civic points. And somewhat a large amount of cash. I mean, $1 million, this is 2 million roughly, the cost, but I mean, I only have 31,000 right now. But later in the game, 2 million is not like a lot of money. Speaking of cash, we should probably I built a bunch more banks since the last video. I will build even more because we need some money rolling in. Let's build a bunch. In the last video too, you probably noticed that I would try to build something and nothing would get built. I think there's actually a bug that came out in this last release that if the builder bots are too far away, I have a bunch of advanced builder bots here. They're not moving over here. Some of them did. Some of them that were close were building, but so I'll report that bug and hopefully they can get it fixed. Unless it's a feature where the bots they'll only travel a certain distance to do building. I'll have to figure that out. Okay, so let's build some trees. And we're kind of running out of space, but let's put them up over here just to show what they're all about. Let's build a row here. They cost water. Our water is somewhat stable right now, so I think what I did in past, oh, by the way, these use the green bots. That's what these ones are. So you can build like kind of your own tree farms and then build a lumber mill to harvest those trees with a lumber bot. But I don't think we can build a lumber mill yet because we don't have enough aluminum. And we can't buy the aluminum because we don't have enough money. Where did it go? Lumber mill. It's probably sitting there somewhere in front of my face, but I can't see it. Maybe if I do resources. Lumber mill. So we need some aluminum, not a whole lot, but we need some cash first. And usually when I need cash, since the last video, I would go into the mass driver and I would I exported a bunch of ore and food and water because I had a lot of it at prices much higher than this. Like I was selling water at 100 each and food at 100 each. Now I'm not sure why the prices collapsed since the last video, but like ore I was selling for 300, gold I was selling for 300 to 400, so I was able to generate a bunch of cash quickly. prices have collapsed. I'm not really sure why. Maybe there's some exploit going on by other players where they're just flooding the market. Prices are dropping. So until we can buy some aluminum, we can't really show off the lumber mill. But we might be able to build some other stuff. What else? What other research? So when we unlocked the deep digging, or I think it was, yeah, the excavation site, there's also alien language that's coming up, but it requires these alien artifacts, these little, they look like, I don't know, they look like portals to me, but these, once we build a dig site, we'll start generating these. They generate pretty slow, so getting to 200 will take a while. And galactic governance. This is, I think, the next step in the ability to upgrade the consulate or capital. What else can we build? We'll want to build this pyramid once we have a lot of aluminum. It's like a tourist attraction, and it entertains a lot of your colonists, like quite a few, but it takes up a lot of space. This we also unlocked the subterranean housing module, which is the kind of the biggest housing module. It can hold 1,000 residents, unlike these buildings which hold 26 residents. So it's a huge upgrade. The tall brick warehouse, I don't think we've built yet. We can go ahead and build one of those. Where should we put it? Doesn't really matter because it doesn't have... Actually, we can, instead of building it, we can upgrade this durable goods warehouse. Let's upgrade it. And it'll upgrade it to the brick warehouse, which holds a lot of durable goods. I can't remember the amount exactly. I'm going to guess that it's 15,000 of each one, but I'd have to go look that up. But it requires a lot of bricks, and we don't have... How many bricks do we have? Oh, after we build this, we're going to be out of bricks. And we are generating some over here with these brick buildings. Actually, we've stopped generating because we're out of clay. So let's build some more clay mines, which require ore and steel, which we have loads of. And we want to build them close to these brick factories so they don't have to go very far. Actually, I think they actually bring the clay to this pottery building. But let's just build a bunch here. I think I built some more. I was running out of rum, so I built more distilleries since the last video as well. Confirm that. I'll go busy building those clay things. This might be another short video, which is okay. I thought I was be able to get through some more stuff, but we have a lack of aluminum and a lack of money because of the collapsing market prices. So we can't really sell stuff. We could sell clay. We could sell some uranium, but it's pretty precious and we don't have a lot of it. But at 13,000 per 100, we can spare some. So that's gonna requires a lot of clicking, but that's okay. So we've raised, you probably can't see it because this resolution, but we've raised $400,000. So now we can buy some aluminum from this enrichment. Import aluminum at 20,000 per 100. Expensive stuff, but we have 400,000. So let's buy 3 of those, and that should have opened up a few more things here that we can afford. There's a slight delay in this desktop version in this right-hand menu once you have enough currency for something. It takes a while for these to become enabled again, but they eventually do. And what do we want to build now that we have aluminum? I had a plan. A lumber mill. That's the one. So here's lumber mill. So let's build our lumber mill up by our trees. Let's put it right beside our trees. And hopefully the workers come. Yeah, here come the green bots. I constantly have to remind myself to zoom way in so that you can see on mobile. That's the max zoom, so there you go. And I think one's enough for demonstration. So inside this lumber mill, it unlocks the lumber bot, which actually requires a little bit of aluminum, but we can afford to build a few of them. And as you can guess, the lumber bots harvest wood. And we don't really need wood, but I'm just doing this to show like all the capabilities. There's a whole bunch of stuff that gets unlocked as the atmosphere goes up until you're like Earth-like conditions. And a lot of the stuff you don't really need. You can build it if you want, but I mean, on the Mars map, if you're just going to raise as much money as you want, as you can, it's not really efficient to build trees and stuff, but it's a lot of stuff, instead of building it and growing it yourself, you can just buy it on the market. But okay, let's get these guys harvesting. Ooh, they're really harvesting really quickly. Those trees didn't last very long. And we're actually running out of water once again. Let's see why. Under the resources tab, water. So, oh, construction. So something ate up a lot of water. It was probably this. Actually, it's probably this lumber mill. 600 water. No. Maybe it was the trees? No, the trees are... Maybe it's something else I built that sucked up a lot of water. I can't remember what it was. So we're okay for water. And let's build another row of trees over here. Actually, one row over so we can have some road. I mean, this is similar to the clay, gold, and ore setup where you build the resource and then you consume it with the bots. It's kind of tedious, but they all have upgraded versions that don't require this micromanagement of your bots. Like the ore, for instance, there's the ore fracking, and once you have ore fracking, you don't really need to manage your ore bots anymore. You just, if you can remember, here's the ore fracking down here, and it just generates ore. It doesn't need vehicles, and so it just sits there and makes ore for you. Similar thing, these the gold synthesis lab. They don't require these gold bots to be mining anymore. So pretty much everything has an equivalent non-bot related upgrade later. It kind of helps with the lag as well because all the bots kind of can generate lag if you have a lot of them. So there's not much activity on the map later on in the game, unless you turn on the rendering of colonists, but I usually leave it off because it's so laggy. I mean, it looks neat, but tax time. Do we have enough money? Yes, we have lots of money. So this video length is getting pretty long, so maybe I will finish up and continue on in the next video with probably we'll build a deep dig site and get into alien artifacts. We'll build a pyramid and some other stuff. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you want to get alerted about new videos coming out, and please like the video if you liked it, and leave a comment if you have any suggestions, about the production of the videos or like things you'd want me to make videos about in the future. I do have a plan to make a video about building a colony on the moon, or the lunar kind of map, which has some differences. And then also maybe I'll do a video series on building on the Earth planet. But the Earth planet is very similar to what you end up with a lot of atmosphere on the Mars map. So it's more tedious and it's a bit slower. So I might do a short kind of series on that. And then eventually I want to do a video on the Zolarg Empire, which is kind of like a bug race. It's being developed right now. It's not finished, so it still has some issues, but I can still preview kind of what's coming up with that stuff. So maybe I'll do a poll at the end of this video or some future video where I can ask what you guys want to see next. So see you next time. Thanks for watching.